go to sleep, you know I gotta keep my eyes open. But I've been smoking, that's the reason why my eyes closed. I'm from a city where the sleepers never make it. Risk your life and they gon' take it. Have you stuck up in that time zone? Like I can't help but always think about that time gone. Too many people I done lost, I'm trying to find home. I'm from a city where the sleepers never make it. Risk your life and they gon' take it. Have you stuck up in that time zone? Can't go to sleep, you know I gotta keep my eyes open. But I've been smoking, that's the reason why my eyes closed. I'm from a city where them niggas leave you wide open. So if you move around, you know to keep that 9 close. Too many times I seen them change, thought I would die for them. The loyalty that had me walking with a blindfold. Can't let these people be the reason I don't make it. Give them time and they gon' waste it. Don't appreciate that time gone. Like I'm just trying to make it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome everybody to Lace Up Podcast, our first episode of 2026. Happy New Year. I got my co-host here.
What's up, guys? Devin Donovan.
And we got our boy, Jonny Howlett, coming in hot. First guest of 2026.
What's up, guys? Happy New Year.
We've been trying to make this happen. Johnny's good people, whatever. He has an amazing story, and we're looking to get right into it. But yeah, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for the support and whatnot. We're looking to do big things this year, but right now we're gonna put in some work. So Dev, you want to hit Johnny with some questions?
Let's get after it. Johnny, thank you for coming, brother.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Do you want to start like the beginning of your story? Tell
Sure.
the audience like where you're from.
Yep.
Yeah.
So my name's Jonathan Howlett. Grew up in Norwell, Massachusetts, South Shore, Mass. Right around Hanover, Rockland, Situate. Grew up. My dad died when I was 6. So I was raised by my mother's side of the family, and we lived on a horse farm in Norwell. My mother's father, he had 2-year-old horses, and they were race horses. So we had the horses and stuff, and speed things forward. Me and my mother moved to Florida in 7th grade. My mother never liked it up here. She always hated it. She called it the cold, wet gray. She always wanted to go to Florida because her parents had a condo down there, and she always loved it down there. When I was little, they brought me to Disney World like once a year and stuff. When my grandparents would go down for the winter, they were snowbirds,
Yeah.
And so 7th grade, we moved down there. So like I said, my dad died when I was 6, and so my mother and my dad were never married. So my mother marries this guy named Dave, and he owned his own line striping business. Long story short, they get married. They have a kid. My brother Chris, my half brother Chris. So when we moved down to Florida in 7th grade, when they were done unpacking the U-Haul, Dave tells my mother, my stepdad tells my mother, he's like, yeah, I've been messing with this other woman and taking the U-Haul and going back to Mass Peace. So that affected my mother and my little brother. I really didn't like him because he used to beat the fuck out of my mother. So and I was little, so I couldn't do nothing. So I
just get angry.
Yeah, right. One time he whipped like a Rolex, not a Rolex, but like a stainless steel watch at me, and you know what I mean, like that shit affects you,
Absolutely.
So I'm living in Clearwater, Florida, and going from Norwell to Clearwater, Florida, huge culture shock. You know what I mean? There was only I'm half black, and there was another half black kid in my whole high school. So we used to say between the two of us, we got one in the whole school. I don't know if you got to edit that out, but
No. Actually, yeah. Did you get any more?
Yeah, we're leaving that shit in there.
So going to Florida was big, and I started smoking weed. So I was playing hockey. I played hockey since 2nd grade. My uncle had me on skates since I was in 2nd grade. So I was playing for the South Shore Seahawks. When I was up here, I went down there. I started playing for the Tampa Bay Junior Lightning, which was like it was high school level, because we didn't have high school level in Florida at the time. Long story short, yeah. So my stepdad left, and so I'm going to school. I start smoking weed. I'm like, I'm smoking cigarettes in the bathroom. Just got laid for the first time, and I'm like, and I was getting into fights and getting suspended and what at the time I thought it was a good time and I thought it was cool, but my mother said, I think it would be a good idea for you to go back up, to Norwell with her mother, with my grandmother,
Yeah.
who was really like a mother to me. Me and her were a lot closer than me and my real mother.
Grandmothers are the best.
Right.
Dev,
Yeah.
grandmothers are the best.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Right.
Shout out to all the grandmas out there, man.
Yes.
For real.
I never, and, you know, she never said no to me. She spoiled me when I was a kid, and my mother always used to say, "You're gonna ruin them. You're gonna ruin them." And you know, I later on now I see what my mother meant by that. You know, because when I turned 18, I started hearing the word no. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
You
Wait
know,
a minute.
What's that mean? You know, so yeah, that fucked me up too. But so I came back up here, went to Norwell High. You know, halfway. So I came up here halfway through my freshman year, played for the Norwell High Clippers. Went through. So when I came back to Norwell High, I'm still ripping butts in the bathroom and stuff like that. I'm coming back to math class, reeking of Newports.
Yeah.
The whole second floor stinks. You know, my whole graduating class was like 92 people. So, you know, they knew it was me, and they knew I just came back up. And
They knew it was the half black kid.
Exactly.
They're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It was one of you guys.
Yeah. No, seriously. Yeah, and so my English teacher was I loved algebra, I loved marine biology, I loved the other classes. I struggled in English. My English teacher was my neighbor across the street, Miss Atkinson. Shout out to Miss Atkinson. The only reason I graduated high school is because I was in high school. I was a superstar goaltender, hockey player. So she didn't want to fail me.
You were a goalie?
Yeah.
You're a goalie.
Yeah.
No shit.
Was a-
So now it makes sense, bro. You know what they say about hockey goalies?
What?
Best games on the team.
Well, not only that, but you gotta be a little soft. Dude. Hockey goalies are fucking.
You gotta be nuts. to be
Hockey
good at
goalies?
hockey.
No, that's a real thing. Like they're
One
fucking-
timer from the top. One timer
Oh
from
my
the top
God.
of the circle. Yeah.
Oh my god. That takes balls,
I
dude.
didn't. Well, I knew you were a big
Balls.
hockey player, but that's fucking great that you were a goalie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the goalie thing. I love that. Dev's a basketball player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I gotta.
I can skate. Whoa. Hockey was my first sport growing up, dude. Too expensive. Had to
It
wake
is
up early.
very expensive.
Yeah.
Let alone the equipment, just the ice
I'll
time.
dust you on skates, Joe.
All right. So, you know, I'm thinking, I'm listening to you talk here, right? And the one thing that I always, the one thing that I admired and that I attracted with you was that I know like your mind, which isn't you know, it's not a surprise, whatever, but your mind, like I can understand what, you know, I can understand your language even when you're, you know, you're thinking or whatever, and like, and you're a thinker and stuff, but you're very smart, you're very intelligent or whatever, right? And my thing that I always attracted to you and that I admired is that what I saw in you, and like, the only reason I'm able to say these things today is because like I have a little bit of clarity. I've learned a little bit of like, you know, not being able to slow the fuck down, right? It's the best I can, and like appreciate little things and like actually use, you know, reading people out, like, you know, seeing the good in things as opposed to just like fending off the fucking bad and the negative. And the one thing with you is like I always got a feeling of like this dude's like there's a bigger purpose. He's a not a survivor, but like he definitely. I know that like we beat the shit out of ourselves, you know what I mean? And it's our job, you know. It'd be great if we were like, you know, we could sit here and tell each other, "Dude, what are you doing?" You know. But the one thing I always got out of you was like, I've seen you since we met or whatever, we met in sobriety, and I've seen you, you know, thriving. I've seen you. I've ran into you when you were hurting.
Yep.
And the one thing, and it's something that I need to start doing or whatever. And it doesn't matter. No, there's no age. There's no race. There's no nothing. There's the politics, which I hate politics. Sometimes you're just forced into them. Is with AA and like sobriety and recovery, like real talk, is that I can learn from anyone. You know what I mean? So when Dev's having a day or whatever, he calls me or whatever. Like it's like that shit there. I need that, and it's like he has no idea. You know, he's thanking me, and it's like, bro, you're teaching me. You're teaching a 46-year-old guy that like you need to do it. Whether you're comfortable or not doing it, bro. You need to learn how to fucking open your mouth, right?
Yeah.
Not expect people to read your mind,
Right.
and advocate for yourself.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is that's one thing that I always admire is that you always spoke your truth, right? And to me, like the attraction is the humbleness. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And it's like, and then to see people grow with that, it's like, it's like, and it's funny too, because as alcoholics and addicts, it's like the selfishness of that. It's like, bro, like I'm by default, like, yeah, it's a genuine feeling or whatever, but like it makes me feel good to see other people grow. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, but it's not hurting anyone in that regard.
Right. No, I totally agree. Like,
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
The
I mean,
goalie
it means
thing
a
got
lot.
him all excited. But
Yeah, I
I agree 100%.
Well, see, the thing is,
I've never heard that.
because Johnny, what?
That the goalie's got to. Like,
Oh yeah, no, it's you know why I heard like on the Winter Classic when they used to do like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like
he's related to Matthew and Brady Kachuk.
Yeah,
That's
Johnny
it.
knows.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. Cousins,
So-
right?
They got a
Yeah.
similar jawline and curls.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish I had that
I
talent.
can definitely see it. Yeah.
Wish I had.
Oh, we gotta root them on, USA baby.
When is
They
that?
gotta take down Canada. Matthew said they got unfinished business. Brady got chin checked.
The other night, I seen you put it up. I seen you
He
post
got
it.
chin checked.
Joe don't
Dude,
miss
suck
a
at him.
beat with those.
He wanted his get back though. He wanted his get back. He was pissed.
You know what? And I said to the young kid that just came in the house the other day he goes to BC, he played hockey, he's from Foxborough, and we got to talking or whatever. And I was saying the best part, I goes, obviously I'm biased, whatever, that's my family. But I'll tell you this, the thing I love the most is like is amazing. They're amazing hockey players. Like you don't have to hear that from me. You know what I mean? But off the ice, if you were to meet them, right? Like you know, and like that's like the biggest compliment. It's like a march on for the Bruins.
Yeah.
Like no other team or fan base is supposed to like you. You know what I mean? If that's saying something, but like
Well, that's what I love about like even Drake May, right? Like he's right there on the TV. Like, yeah, he might win the MVP this year. We'll hopefully have a playoff run. Like he's exceeded expectations, right? But like, dude, off the field, he did something where he donated like all his wedding gifts or something, or all his money. He donated a bunch of money to like either the churches or homelessness, something like that. I don't know exactly what it is. I could look it up, but he's just a stand-up dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that to me, like you said, that impresses me more. Is like, who are you as a person, not just like what you've achieved on a fucking
You know, it's
football
funny.
field
It's
or a
funny you
boxing
say
ring
that
or-
because it's like at the Oscars or the Emmys or when someone gets an award, like I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, right? And like there's some mockery to that, but then you get someone like whether it's like it's about that person, like when he said it the other day or whatever.
Yep.
And like that spirituality, that's real shit, bro, right? If that's not like a higher power working in someone's life or whatever, and like his humbleness and like fucking, I always say like when I learned about the ego or whatnot, that's something I always got to keep in the forefront.
Yeah.
But the point I was making about Matthew and Brady is that they're off the ice, they're incredible kids. Like they're like good human beings. You know what I mean? Like they're like wow, you know.
Absolutely.
And yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, at what point, Johnny, did like the crossroad between like hockey and like drugs and alcohol, like, or did crime maybe come in first, or was it hand in hand?
No. So I came. So like I said, Florida, started smoking weed, getting into fights. So right then, like, I felt inside back then, because I can remember that something was off. I was looking for something. I was looking for something to fill something, and I know, like, you know, a lot of therapists and psychotherapists and stuff say, and I'm not going to go too crazy into like the psychology part of it, but they say that, you know, the prefrontal cortex, the survival part of our brain is either it only, you know, this predates language, so it either knows love or fear, fight or flight, right? So it those things that I believe I was experiencing and putting myself through at the time was just compounding over time, because when I came back up here, like I said, I brought the same behaviors and I was still looking for the external validation from, you know, I sold pot in high school, but I was the you know the superstar goaltender, so I was you know boozing with the jocks on the weekend, but you know, pumping to the stoners, during the week. You know what I mean? Like doing both. Like, and when I got to UMass Boston, and the first year there, I only practiced. I got to play 2 games my second year. It was game 2 and game 3, I think. Hockey injury. It was a 3-on-2. They came down. They crashed the net, and my knee got fucked up. And I that was right when the OCs when Big Pharma was pumping the OCs, and I at that point I had already dabbled in taking a piece of a Xanny bar here, a Vike 5 here and there. You know what I mean? At that point, but I was mostly a pothead back then, and that's when I got that script, like not the Vike 5s or the Xanax, but when I got that script and actually got hooked, because when I was doing the Vike 5s and the Loratabs and all that stuff, it was like a one and done. Like, me and you will grab a 30 rack, we'll go into a keg, me and you will grab a 30 rack and a handle, that's for me and you for the night, you know what I mean? We're gonna close down shop that night. So when I got that script is when shit kicked off, and so
What year was this? Late 90s, early 2000s?
2000. So I took a year off. So 2003, 02 or 03.
Yeah.
02 or 03.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, so I
I went away in
graduated
2000, and I know that it was on its way. In hindsight, I look back, but it hadn't. It wasn't an epidemic yet. It was still somewhat of a fad. There wasn't.
Yeah, it was already so. It
The
was
zombies hadn't arrived yet.
Yeah, it
the
was already
apocalypse.
cracking off in the city by the time. Because remember, I'm in Norwell. You know what I mean? Like, my weed connect. God rest his soul. A real good kid from Ireland, Martin Ward, rest in peace. He real good dude, and he came to me with these OCs when I ran out of my.
Yeah.
So my the doctor script got cut off, and then it's like, I'm like, why do I feel like this?
Yeah.
I didn't know what dope sick was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't know what that was, and so I
It
finally
makes me cringe hearing that, because
yeah.
that's a
real
first.
thing.
That's a very common story with like the painkillers and like I had
Yeah.
back injury, same thing.
Yeah.
I've done my share, experimented and like partying and stuff. It wasn't until I threw my back out and they started feeding me or whatever.
Yeah.
And it may have manifested at a different point or whatever. I'm not blaming that.
Yeah.
But it was just a perfect storm.
Right.
And then when you said about what were we just talking about? I just had a glitch there.
It was,
Painkillers.
No, I know, but
I
you were
was-
saying about.
he had asked when the crossroads started.
Oh
when,
yes,
when,
about
when the
feeling
drugs.
that and not knowing what it was.
Wha-
Is
oh, yes.
cringeworthy, because that's a scary.
Yeah.
It's like you're not.
Yeah.
That's not something like. You feel physically sick, but there's also some shame involved. And you're like, why do I feel like a scumbag?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I'm certainly not like. And how do I say this to someone?
Right. So I go to meet the kid, the weed kid there in Weymouth, Martin, and he sees me sweating and my beak's leaking, and I'm like, he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't feel good, dude. I've been sick for like 4 days and I don't have the flu.
Yeah.
He goes, have you been doing anything? I go, well, yeah. He goes, and he reached in his pocket. He had like 100-pack of real OC80s,
Yeah.
and for $40 a piece.
Yeah. Yeah. Deb, it was flooded.
And I'm like, what are these? I'm like, how's this gonna? He had to say, listen, this is literally like almost like on oxymorons. He was literally like, this is like 10 of what you were taking in one, so take a quarter. And I'll never forget it. Me and my girlfriend, my high school sweetheart at the time, we were driving from Weymouth to Legal Seafood in Braintree, and I took a quarter of it. I got the doors off my Jeep Wrangler. I took a quarter of it, which is 20 milligrams. I'm projectile vomiting out of my Wrangler. And she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't know, but I felt better, but I was puking.
Johnny's like, what's wrong? I'm back.
Right, exactly. So the progression went from there, from 0203, I was dabbling with the pills. Then in 04 I moved down to Florida. I went back down to Florida.
Yeah.
Because now my hockey shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
That door's closed, and I'm back in. But in my head, I'm back in stronger. So my buddies down there that I knew that I had met when I was down there for the short amount of time, for the couple of years I was down there, they were doing grow houses.
Yeah.
They had grow houses, like they were pulling between 60 and 90 G's out of a 3-bedroom every 90 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
So not only that, but they were doing the pill
Of
the pill
course.
mills with the fake MRIs. So
Yeah, you were setting that up without even
On the way down.
without even realizing
Right,
it
right.
years prior, because
Right.
that's what we do, right?
right,
Yeah.
subconsciously looking back, I didn't know it at the time, but
Yeah.
subconsciously, I was going down there to feed the addiction more and
Yeah.
and those weren't my intentions at the time, but looking back, it was like I was almost on autopilot.
Yeah.
I went back down there and and so we, you guys know the deal with the fake MRI. It's one MRI, right? One day I go in, the next day you go in with the same MRI. Joe, you still got back pain, right? Right? Okay. 90 rocks is at 30s. You still got anxiety, right, Joe?
Yeah.
The doctor said 92 milligrams Xanax. You still got ADHD, right, Joe? You still
Yes,
got
yes,
something-
absolutely.
Okay, 90 Adderall. Down there, they were doing like the Lore tabs and all that stuff, like, and
Dilaudid,
yeah, the somas were big. The Lore tabs, which is just
Oltanas.
so
Racket.
it was for the $500 doctor visit, pulling out almost 7 to 10 G's worth of meds, and they got so crazy down there in Florida. Obviously, they shut it down, but they were getting so crazy down there that you could actually fill inside the doctor's office. You didn't even have to hit like CVS or Walgreens. You could fill inside.
Wow.
Some of them had
Holy
the
shit.
pills. Some of them would compound the pills down. It was wild.
Let me ask you a question,
Yeah.
right, Dev. Let me ask. I'm curious to know this, right? It just crossed my mind. Where it's like, usually with us, it's like we were programmed or brought up to like black and white, like, because it's easier to, we don't, you know what I mean? It's even if it's not even the truth, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We don't want to think outside the box, whatever. But so something like that where we'd be like morally, because we have raised with morals and values, right?
Yep.
Even in our darkest hours, you know what I mean? You still have honor and things like that. I believe that's why we're still here today. And you think about like the doctors that were down there and stuff, right? And now, morally, right? In hindsight, it wasn't the right thing. Okay. You watch a movie like Painkiller or whatever,
Yeah.
or the one with Michael Keaton or whatever. Now he was hooked.
Great show.
Let's say Let's say hypothetically, there's a doctor, right? Let's say, right, we're down there. You're a doctor, whatever. Let's say you're not even hooked, right? You feel like you're serving the public. People are in pain, this and that. And not only that, right? Because I know that people like money, right? I like money. You're making money hand over fist, and and you know what? I'm able to do it, right? Like,
You have a license to ill. They have the
right?
license.
So it's
Yeah.
like, I'm curious to know, like, because I had to ask myself, I'm like, if I was a doctor, I would probably justify it. You know what I mean?
in the way they pay,
especially early on there.
yeah, because remember that when that we know this now, but we know this now about back then. But back then, when they repatented oxycodone, the president for the FDA, so every X amount of years, and I'm sure you guys remember this from Painkiller. Every X amount of years, the patent and the formula runs out, and it has to get recertified, and that's how they were able to say that the oxycodone, like that's in the
Yeah.
Vikes, the oxycodone that was in the OCs were non-addictive. And that's how they were pumping them, because the president of the FDA, who then worked for Purdue Pharma afterwards,
Yeah.
it was done during a secret meeting in a hotel room over champagne, caviar, and
Right.
tomahawk steaks.
So, in layman terms, like a loophole of wording of you know what I mean? Like
yes, the loophole
know,
of wording and the president of the FDA signing off on saying that they reformulated oxycodone as non-addictive. So that was the
Right.
marketing part of it. But the other marketing part of it was what was I gonna say? Not only was it non-addictive, but they were obviously getting kickbacks. Oh, I'm sorry. They came out with the term breakthrough pain.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
breakthrough pain.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's
What the fuck's that even mean?
right.
You know
That's
what
like
I mean?
that's like a breakthrough high. Like
Yeah,
I just did
yeah.
a gram. I just slammed a
Right.
gram. My dick's in the dirt. How do I break through that high
Yeah,
to get higher? Like
Right.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that was another marketing ploy
Right.
that was catchy. breakthrough pain.
Yeah.
You know,
hiring people to fucking
And-
say shit in
and
the
the-
commercials, offering the doctors fucking vacations
Yeah,
to
And
Arubas.
those people are seeing
It's
dollar
crazy,
signs.
bro.
follow the science, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That show's unbelievable. I actually might fucking rewatch that, dude, because that Michael Keaton did an unbelievable job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how he like realized he was like fucking killing people, and then like had to like go get
Well-
clean himself.
well,
He was like,
that's
dude,
what I
he was
mean, dude.
disgusted with those fucking people that were fucking, you know, with the Purdue Farmer and the Sackler family
Right.
and all those motherfuckers.
Most I think doctors. I think part of their thing is ethics and like.
And this is something I want to touch on too. And
Absolutely.
I know you
Feel
guys.
free.
I know you guys know this. If a doctor cured all their patients, they'd be out of business.
100%.
The money's in the treatment, not the cure.
Yep.
Correct.
Pfizer has never cured one disease or one virus in their entire history.
Yeah.
You can look at
Right.
I can treat you. The money's in the treatment, not
Yeah.
the cure.
Yeah. Right.
So once you realize that,
It's like cancer.
yeah, right. So once you realize, like, you know, if banks were to, you know, the loans they gave you, if they were to help you to succeed, you know, you would be stacking interest
Correct.
in credit cards
Correct.
and paying compound interest. They wouldn't exist.
Job security.
Magic
it's
Johnson
fucking-
should have been dead 40 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I'm not just like whatever. Like, maybe that's a little ignorant, but it's like, dude,
Why? Does he
No.
play for the Lakers? Or?
no,
No, he had the money to
No,
go
he's
outside.
not.
I know. Johnny's the best.
yeah.
He had the money to go outside
Absolutely.
of the Western world, outside of Big Pharma,
Yeah.
and go out to other places. Who was
Money
that?
talks, dude.
Easy E was dead in fucking 6 months.
Right,
dude.
right, right.
He was way cooler than Magic Johnson.
Absolutely.
Right?
Fuck yeah.
Easy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Shout
easy.
out to Easy.
Yeah.
So I do have before I go off fucking. My mind goes all over, but
No,
it's
go
always in a good place, especially with you guys here. And now I want to talk about I want to talk about your new venture here, right?
Okay.
Because the thing is, and what I think that what gets me and what's like, what I was trying to say earlier is like fucking, and you used the word survive, and I've said this to Devin. At this stage of the game, bro, right? Like, I'll take the little wins, the little victories. It's like, we've proven at this point we can survive, right?
Yeah.
I'm grateful that it stopped serving me to just survive, right? So now you see people like doing things like fucking trying things a little differently, right?
Right.
And that's what I mean, where it's like, you know, like let me, you know, not being fearful, not living in fear and shit like that, and then like, hey, you know what? Like, wow, like whether I do or not, like, what would thriving feel like? You know what I mean? Like, what would that
Yeah.
feel like?
I seen how
Like,
bad
'cause we
I
deserve it.
Yeah,
You know?
I seen how bad I can do doing bad. Let's see how
Yeah.
good I can do doing good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or at least trying to, and nobody's looking. So you would ask me what I'm doing. So I came up. So first it was Boston Fitness and Recovery, right? Now, and I was trying to, because I'm a huge believer in the mind-body connection. Like I don't
Yes.
care if you have $100 million in the bank. If you're 300 pounds
Yeah.
with fucking, you know, driving a jalopy with peanut butter stains on your shirt. Shout out to Wes Watson. That old school Wes Watson, not the new Wes Watson.
Yeah.
But you're not happy if you can't take, like, and this is my opinion. If you're not happy and don't feel good taking your shirt off in front of your girl, your family, or at the beach, the bank account and all, I'm not internally happy. Like, look good, feel good. Like that's true to me. Like I maybe it's a body dysmorphia. I don't know, but I like to look good and I like to feel healthy when I'm clean.
Yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's my insecurities because I still have those. So what you would ask me is, so I came up with the name Ascend Pillars, and what it is like I said, first it was Boston Fitness. I was training people in recovery with the mind body connection, but the platform wasn't big enough to reach many people, and people were in programs and I couldn't get.
You were down the Phoenix like helping guys. Or
Yes,
something, right?
yes.
Like
Yeah.
Johnny's
Yes.
in the trenches. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
And that I love
in
that.
the
dude.
trenches, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And you know, we'll talk after this.
Yeah.
Like the fact I work for Rockland, like, you know, that's why I was late here. I was bringing some guys to the gym or whatever. But any way we could like implement, you know, just connecting you guys, connecting you with guys that want to get fit or you know,
That's how it
any
works,
way at
bro.
all. Yeah, absolutely.
So this Ascend Pillars was built through lived experience, through, you know, in and out. My biggest stretch was 4 years, but, you know, that's not a badge of honor. But you know, I'm open and I'm honest. I got about 10 to 12 years incarcerated. You know,
Yeah.
I just turned 43. So what I noticed was post discharge and post release, that there's a huge gap in the healthcare and behavioral health industry, and that's where I failed a lot of the time. It wasn't that there was no system in place. It was I built a system
Yeah.
through lived experience, through trial and error
Yeah.
over
Innovation.
through trial and error.
Desperation.
From the data that I got from
course.
post discharge and post. I'm clean. Now what? Now what? My credit's fucked up. I might be fat, sloppy piece of shit. I might have tits. I might be underweight. My credit's messed up, and I just gotta call my sponsor every day. Like, that only worked. So, like, for me, like, I could play that game all day.
Yeah.
But I was only playing myself. So
Correct. It was unsustainable.
right, and it works for a lot of guys, and I totally respect that. Everybody's path is everybody's journey is different.
Absolutely.
I totally respect that. And for me, like, what Ascend Pillars is I'm just gonna read it off my phone so I don't misrepresent anything.
Yeah.
Because everything's trademarked and
Of
all
course,
that.
buddy.
Of course.
The back end of the app is being built on the 7th on Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. But what it is Ascend Pillars is a standardized post-discharge infrastructure that helps people follow through on sobriety, health, financial stability, and accountability between appointments, programs, and meetings. It's non-clinical, but we are HIPAA compliant. So we once I bring somebody on that is, you know, there's a few people.
Code of silence.
I'm being very selective here, because this is very huge, and I'm attempting to build a new category in the behavioral health and IT.
Yeah, it's near and dear, and it's fucking.
Yeah.
You're passionate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe I'm fucking.
Yeah, and so, like,
We'll support you all day
Awesome,
long,
bro.
brother.
yeah, and what it is, and I'll just end it with this, because I don't want to talk too much about that. We can talk after about it. Anybody who's interested, I got the landing page, the .com, I got the IG, I have all that stuff.
What's your name on IG, just so the people can hear it?
Ascend Pillars, Ascend Pillars on I'm sorry, at Ascend Pillars. The L, and then I have two, but they're both linked to each other. It's at Ascend Pillars, ASCEND PILLARS, and also TikTok, Ascend Pillars as well, or Ascend Pillars L. So you'll see me on that.
Yeah.
And so, what the 4 pillars are, and I'll just end it with this. And this is where, because the pillars bleed into each other, and we'll talk about that after.
Of course.
What the 4 pillars are? Pillar 1 is sobriety and recovery. Okay, so now I'm clean. I got the shit out of my system. Okay, now what?
Yeah.
Pillar 2 is, I originally called it fitness and nutrition, but we can change it to movement and nutrition. Because when my body gives me a signal, whether it's anxiety or some type of, for me, that's a signal to move,
100%.
to motion, because that's energy starting to tell. It's telling me to move, whether it's take the trash out, take the dog for a walk. For me, it's the gym. Like, I go to the gym for my mental health. How I look is a byproduct.
Best medicine ever.
Yeah.
No doctor, nothing has ever made me feel.
Right.
I tell Devin the best I've ever felt before I learned about, like, sobriety and recovery.
Yep.
Because you can't recover without sobriety.
Right.
The best I ever felt when I look back was when I was in prison.
Hitting them burpees.
Bro,
Yeah.
exercising, right? That's a fact right there.
Absolutely.
I never, no antidepressant, no nothing, right? And like some people need those things. I need them, right?
Yeah.
But the exercise was fucking, I vowed never to stop, you know what I mean?
Right.
Well, you made a
Even
great
doing
point.
Jane
It's
Fonda.
like you made a great point. You can get clean and get sober, right? And like, yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in the steps and the sponsor and all that stuff, but like that stuff's not gonna fucking pay your bills, and it's not gonna fix your credit, and it's not gonna keep your mental health right. Like, at some point, you have to do. There's way more work. You know what I mean? There's
Correct.
way more work that needs to be done,
Correct.
and I think it's awesome what you're doing.
Correct. Thank you. And for me, and I'm just speaking for myself, the AA. I've got a lot of good gems. Met wonderful people in AA. For me, it was a bridge to take me to executing and building life skills and finding and building my new identity. Because in order for me to get to where I am today, I had to let the old Jonathan Howlett die. I had to let him die.
Yeah.
I had to let him die. I had to be okay with that.
We got to grieve him. And, yeah.
Right. Not forget who he was.
Correct.
But I had to let him die. And
Yeah.
what it wasn't for me. It wasn't scary, but with some people I've worked with, it is scary because we hang on to that identity. You know what I mean? I put in all this work and blah 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 blah. Like
that ego.
Now, I put the drink and the drug down. Who am I?
Yeah.
Who am I?
I'm exactly who fucking God fucking brought me to be.
If I was to die tomorrow, what would everybody in that room be saying? Have you ever done the funeral exercise?
No.
Yeah. So the funeral exercise is like, so picture, you close your eyes, you picture yourself in a dimly lit room. You walk over, you see all your friends, your family, your loved ones. Anybody that would be that. If you have anybody at all.
Hold on, where's Devin? Devin, where are you?
He was late.
He's in the bathroom. He was in the bathroom.
Getting high in the bathroom.
Every time.
And so you walk over and you see yourself in the casket, and the exercise is, what are people in the room saying about you?
Your legacy.
What are they talking about? Like, if you were to die tomorrow, and you did the funeral exercise, right? Like, do the funeral exercise right now, right? Tomorrow, what would people in the room be saying about you? It's almost like the dash on the gravestone.
Yeah, the dash in between.
It's almost like the same thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be, I'm making this be greater than my old identity.
Yeah.
Of
because
course.
I built
the greatest gangster move that fucking we've ever made.
Right.
And that's how I look at, like, when I was doing my amends, right? And I still got more to do, but, like,
Am I on there? I think you owe me one.
I probably do.
All right, we'll talk
you're
about
on
that.
there.
All right, I'm sorry too. For future fucking grievances.
Oh, good, bro.
We don't hold grudges.
No, no, but like, I got high. I ran around getting high for 10 plus years. It's like, it's like getting a year and a half clean. I'm not gonna be able to fix everything and right all my wrongs right away. But it's like, I thought to myself the other day, I'm like, by the time that I'm not here anymore, I just like want to, like, at some point in my life, I want to be able to like put my head down on the pillow and be like, bro, I don't owe anybody shit. You know what I mean? Which the reality is I can sit here right now and say, I don't owe anybody shit, right? Like,
that's a good feeling.
I try to like continue to put good into the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? And be selfless, because I was selfish for so long. You know what I mean?
And that's another.
We owe
to peel the onion.
ourselves.
To peel the onion back a layer, I know for me, I can definitely identify with that, Devin, because I think my thing just fell off.
Well, yeah, we can just.
One thing I can identify with that is, like Joe, like we were talking about before Devin showed up and we started. Being able to forgive ourselves was the biggest thing for me. Because Denny from with the gray hair, fucking yeah.
Partner in the movie.
Yes, with
Rusty.
the shotgun.
Rusty.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dennis.
Dennis, like Dennis,
Dennis.
like Dennis always says,
Wow.
Dennis needs to lace up.
Yeah, I know, right? He's
He's cock blocking on our boy Nicky Ellis. He sponsors him. He's like, nah, you're not going on.
Yeah.
he always says like
It's a face mask.
he always says and it's, it says in the big book, we're our biggest critic, and I could never get over like the things I did, because the things I did and the people I hurt, like what impacted me the most was the people that I hurt that I love.
Yeah.
Or cared about.
Of course.
Like
Because you're fucking because you have integrity and honor and fucking. It's not about like Jimmy used to say it, and he got it from an old timer. Don't tell me your pain's greater than mine, and I won't tell you mine's greater than yours. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like it's all relevant. You know
It's all
what I'm
relative.
saying?
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. And once, like you said, Devin, once I'm still going through it. It doesn't mean I can't share what I'm doing, like with what we just talked about, with others who are going through it as well.
Yeah,
Just like
I don't
we're
think I
doing
was
now.
able to let you share the 2 other pillars.
Oh
my,
yeah,
my bad.
sorry. Yeah, so it's funny because you actually mentioned one shortly after. So, like I said, pillar one, sobriety and recovery. Pillar two is fitness or movement, some type of physical movement.
Yep.
Fitness and nutrition. You don't gotta get crazy and track your macros, but you don't want to be eating, you don't want to be eating the 4 for 4
Yeah.
times a day, from Wendy's, and you want to eat healthy, because I know when I when I go and eat that other stuff sometimes, which is very, very rare, I literally feel sick, cloudy, my brain's cloud.
Especially the older we get.
You're right,
Yeah.
right. So
I eat fucking Ben and Jerry's every night. I'm like, dude, I think I got low testosterone or something. I gotta go to the doctor. Dude's like, bro, you eat fucking 2 pints of Ben and Jerry's
you're
every
borderline
night, bro.
type 2,
right?
Borderline type 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on a suicide mission, Joe.
And so pillar 3 is financial literacy and credit repair. So that was big for me because I'm not a financier or an investor, but I have rebuilt my credit multiple times, and I have a lot of great tools where I can help people and show people how to not only rebuild their credit, but how to fix it and maintain it, because there's an actual formula with credit cards and stuff like that. I teach the people, my client, spreadsheet, do a monthly spreadsheet. How much you got coming in? How much you got going out? If you only got $4,000 coming in and you got $6,000 going out, and you're putting out of the 2 on a credit card, and you're stacking interest, we got a problem already.
Mm-hmm.
We got a problem already.
Yeah.
And so that's financial literacy and credit repairs is pillar 3, and the last one is like live daily. It's just discipline and accountability.
I love that.
So
And
they all
you
believe-
can't have one without the other.
So right, it's cool. I can show you afterwards. They kind of bleed into each other. So like on an intake sheet, right? So say you're working there with your clients, right? So you got, you're a case manager and you're working with your clients. You each day you give them this 1 5-question questionnaire. It's polarized. 1 is the least, 5 is the best. They answer the 5 questions. You track the data, and you're able to see, okay, if Sally Smith is lacking in pillar 3, she needs to step it up in 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah. Sally needs to fucking stay away from the casino is what Sally needs to do. And Devin needs to stop betting on fucking Miami.
I didn't take Miami.
Because financial insecurity was very big for me. Whether I had money, so that was another addiction.
I say
Because I'm addicted to more. I'm not addicted to just drugs.
Yeah.
Women, gambling, steroids,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
anything that gives me that dopamine dump, I want more. I'm
And
addicted to more.
it gotta be tangible. I can either see it like a bank account, right?
Yep.
No, a nest egg. I won't even do. I'll be frugal. I'll do this, right? I need to I'll get fucking. Oh, I'm having a bad day. I'll just look as long as I know that's there. But if that's not there, there's no fucking
Right.
turning back, right?
Right.
Now we're like, all right, we gotta step out. There's no moving forward because I'm in fucking.
Yeah.
What do we gotta do here?
Right, and being in survival mode for so long, especially like in active addiction and incarceration, I could speak for myself and the mammalian brain. Like your nervous system is constantly never grounded because you're always on fight or flight. Mm-hmm. So making that transition, letting the old me die into the new me, that feels uncomfortable. Normal and calm feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Because my nervous system
is
is
boring.
stuck.
Boring is like fucking.
Right.
Like, dude, something's wrong. It's like.
Yeah. No.
No, nothing's happening. That's all.
Yeah.
You're a fucking.
And you're okay.
You're a fucking a fiend for like fucking adrenaline and chaos and
Absolutely.
addicted to that. It's like, dude, why it's so fucking silence? It's quiet.
Dude,
Average person, like
It's the calm before the storm.
right. I'm like, whoa.
I used to not be able to fucking sit with myself, bro. Now I love it. I don't get to fucking, I don't get that opportunity as much anymore. But like, if I'm able to just like sit and fucking watch a movie by myself or fucking anything, bro, like I love
If
it.
you ever go to the movies without me, dude.
He found out I went to the
I
movie.
did, dude. He went with our boy. No, but it's our boy Eric, dude. He was a fighter, but he's the real fight is fucking what he's doing now, whatever.
Was that the kid I seen that you had on here that was that went to the
Corey
cage?
O'Reilly?
You guys went and seen the fight with Millie's and stuff?
Corey, the modern day gladiator.
Yeah.
I love what you just said about like the nervous system and stuff like that. All right.
I'm big into all.
It's
this.
like, here's the thing. At the end of the day, you talk about like, because I say like, all right, I was taught this, right? Everything I've learned, the whole thing is this, bro, right? There's no insecurity, there's no awkwardness, there's no hesitation of anything that comes out of my mouth today, right? Because when I live in the truth, I can speak the truth, right? And I actually believe it, right? So it's like, you can't, that game's over with, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, that one's dead there. But, like, the nervous system, whatever, like you said, and the uncomfortability, you know? And to see, like, a race in Dawson, all that shit, right? Like, it makes perfect sense to me, right? Where it's like, a kid said the other night to me, like, maladjusted, right? Sometimes throughout a day, right? Like, as I don't want to have to be, like, yeah, that's, I'm not trying to impress anyone at this point.
Right.
Like, I need to be okay with myself. Like, I don't want to be strong all the time, this and that. Like, that's all well and good. I just want to be able to be at peace, you know what I mean? And sometimes, like, if need be, I need to say, like, without, and not saying it in a victim way, you know what I mean? Like, making that a point where it's like, you know, to say, like, hey, listen, for whatever reason, this ain't an excuse, but, like, I struggle with life. I don't know why, and I will I will fucking die trying before I let that, and, like, that's the same thing with all of us. But, like, if that gives me a little relief, sometimes that's as good as it gets, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where, like, but before I would never give myself any grace, and, like, for whatever reason, it's like they talk about putting the bat away. It's like, where did, like, I know the metaphor and shit, but it's like, I don't know why I'm doing it. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know.
And for me, I'm pretty sure I'm understanding you right. Us as humans, we are naturally empathetic, so that's why, like, like me coming out of like detox to CSS, I've been 2 weeks off the shit. You know, I'll hear a fucking Rihanna song and start tearing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm starting to feel again.
Yeah.
And naturally as humans, you know, unless you're the outliers, you know, the whatever those, you know, people who aren't just, you know, you know, like the Berkowitzes and stuff like that in society. Naturally as humans, we're empathetic. So empathy is hardwired into us.
Yeah.
For a tribal setting. And I got this from Chase Hughes. I follow him. He's the #1 behavioral analyst in the world.
What's his name?
Chase Hughes.
Okay.
He's the #1 behavioral analyst in the world. We'll talk about it. I don't want to get into that. It's on a rabbit hole. We're all. He calls big cities. He calls them almost homicide or homicidal manufacturers, or what's the other like
Lowell would be that.
Bipolar, because the mammalian brain's only wired to deal with like 100 to 150 people in a tribal community.
Right.
It's almost like, you know what the bystander effect is?
No.
Okay, and I'll just use this as an example. Remember the poor Ukrainian girl that got hit on the train by the other guy?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
In New York
I want to
City?
do some Boondock Saints vigilante shit and be like, bro, like,
On him, right?
I got this.
Right. So remember how everybody just pulled out their camera and did nothing?
Oh.
And just videotaped? So what they did, that's called the bystander effect. So imagine if you were walking down the street in some country, you know, podunk town, and you seen that, or you seen that happen, the guy takes off. I know all three of us are going to render aid to that girl before we pull our phones out and start throwing it on YouTube, TikTok, or fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
That's the bystander.
I pray for it sometimes on public transportation.
Yeah.
You know?
It never happens though the way I want it.
But
But those people, did that, and like that's a human.
They're just as sick as the person who did it.
Yeah.
It's like the difference between a criminal and a citizen.
Absolutely.
Where like you don't expect the fucking citizens they're not built like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And like you were just saying, like it's being a human and allowing that empathy to be empathetic to the next human, that's okay. And like you just said, and I agree with you. When I felt that I wasn't okay, I needed to I couldn't sit with that. Like you were just saying,
Yeah.
I can sit with self today, and that's peace. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You like you just said, same thing. And I say, I can sit with self and reflect. The bat's close. But I've put it down and be able to understand that I can't change the things I've done. I can only do the right thing now and be in alignment with what I want to do in the
Absolutely.
you know what I mean, and to be at peace with that and understand and be able easier said than done, don't get it twisted, be able to accept that, you're to me you're 5 steps ahead, because just being able to have the insight that
Yeah.
I know you haven't
Yeah.
just for the short time,
Yeah.
and to have the insight that's the unlock.
Oh yeah.
That's the
He's
unlock.
blessed. He knows he is.
That's
you know what I mean?
that's the unlock to be able to look within.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like we were talking
And
about.
if we had if that came with some suffering, if that was protocol for it,
Yeah.
we'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
Speaking-
We're
Not
resilient
everyone-
people, bro.
Yeah.
So I got
The
resilient.
thing is, we
Right,
were talking
right.
earlier about
Fucking
Johnny
hell.
Bach, because he was just on with Johnny, and like what attracts me and what gets and motivates me, and I feel as if it doesn't. At the end of the day, it's irrelevant whether it's fucking if it's a fact or not. Like the fact that I can feel that way, like I feel it, right, and that it's trending, and like fucking it's almost like humanity, like decency, where like I believe that guys like us, the Johnny Bars, right, like everyone has, all right, we're trying to carve out our role, we're trying to form an identity. I didn't start forming one, right, until I fucking suffered so much that like fucking I was like, dude, I give up, right? That was the best thing that could have happened, right?
Wave the white flag.
And like now I can form an identity by like, like just falling back and like just taking, just letting other people lead me, like good people, right? And like, and I believe that fucking we're starting something like, and I think, as far as I'm concerned, like it's a movement moving forward with B. Luke's, Matty Tottenham's, Johnny Bott, like all these people, like it's like, bro, let's ride together. You know what I mean? Like there's a movement here, right? Because like as the monsters that like that we've been accused of, or maybe like justifiably or not, whatever, or that society. It's like at the end of the day, I say this, like there's a flip side to that, bro, right? So don't get it twisted, right?
And like
because
said,
we made noise as in that aspect, but like
there's a
it's
rebound.
still
There's
here,
a rebound
bro,
effect.
right?
Yeah.
There's a
So,
rebound.
yeah.
There's a polar rebound
Yeah.
effect, and the list goes on. Like you said, exit fame, hands down. Scotty from he's out in LA. Like we've all been pretty much different stories and stuff, but look at the like you said, look at the flip side. The list goes on.
I was at a meeting, Tin Knockers this morning.
Okay.
Naka was there.
Was he? It's his
So-
birthday.
so
Happy
ki-
birthday, Naka.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Naka.
You didn't even say happy birthday, you dick.
Right. Well, I mean, you beat me to the punch. Naka. I didn't. Yeah.
Hey, real quick before, because I was on my phone, because I didn't want to misquote it, but
Yeah.
you were talking about suffering, and DMX actually says it in the beginning of the intro to his song, I'm Slipping, I'm Falling. It's actually a quote from Nietzsche, and it says, to live is to suffer, but to survive, well, that's to find the meaning of suffering.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I love that.
That go like
the
that's,
best. I'm a big quote guy, right? I think when you when like writing's a way to communicate out to the outside world or whatever, like usually as an institution and stuff like that, like that thing there is like I love sayings. I love
especially like those
no
old
better.
stone-
There's no, but you won't find any better sayings than in jail. Dude. I'm talking like I still remember ones from like when I was in the county and a kid Tommy from Jersey was like, "You crossed me, you lost me," right? Like that was when I was young and like a young pup, I'm like, dude, that's fucking fire. And now what I mean. Then you mature, but like that shit, it
Florida-
rings true. You know what I mean?
And in Florida, 2 things: fuck a fight.
Yeah.
Like
And what they used to say, like
blood on my knife, or shit
suffering
on
is
my shoulder.
optional. Pain is inevitable. Suffering's optional.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're gonna pain. You are gonna feel pain, whether you like. You don't have to suffer, right? Or like, how do you grieve, right? Because like our thing is, we fall on our sword and like we know one way and one way only, but like when that way like it's like that's great. That's I hey respect
It's a band-aid
But
on a
like, you
bullet
know what?
wound.
If you could teach me or I could teach you, we could learn together. Like, how can we do this without fucking, without having to fucking die inside, bro? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and actually help other people and like fucking be inspirational and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
And that's another keystone for me, is to be able to, you know, come here with you guys and talk, and, you know, do what I'm doing, you know, with the Sun Pros and my thing. And it's like I get being able to work with my people and us
100%.
is
Absolutely.
that's, like you just said, being able to show the girl who just did 15 years in the feds, you know, her daughter's going off to California and marry a Marine. She's crying, you know, and like to be able to help her and show her like 2 paths to fix her credit. Like that was a great feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of
That's not
course,
why
dude.
I do it,
Yeah.
but that's a byproduct of what I'm doing.
Of course.
You know,
Absolutely.
and it's just I've always said this before. I even got sober, was even serious about getting sober. I always used to say, like, don't withhold the knowledge. That you're don't withhold the knowledge. If you got some game,
Yeah,
or
shame on you. Yeah.
if you can hit me to something that's going to help me out in a
Yes.
positive, healthy way,
Send it.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, never withhold the knowledge.
No, 100%. I agree.
And
King Ace was just saying it yesterday. If I can help someone in any way by putting them around a certain person or giving them my experience, of course I'm going to do that.
Well,
That's who we are.
And you know, I sent him a text after, and because I believe this, right? Like, I said, I told him, I'm like, bro, like I believe, like, God, like my theory is like he knows who's built for it, right? They say he'll never give you more than you can handle, right? You can choose to have faith or not or whatever, whether it's an illusion, whether it's fucking just a. If I feel it and if it feels good and it helps me to fucking be at peace and be able to fucking be part of humanity and help my family and stuff like that, I'm all for it, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
As opposed to the alternative. And I said to him, like, bro, I goes, you're like the spiritual fucking gangster type deal, or like the soldier, you know what I mean? Like, because when you see him, right, like, people are quick, like, I love the fact that, like, Devin, the same thing, bro, right? He's fucking, I think he's really the jelly roll. He's gonna start getting fucking shit all over fucking with the tattoos, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, the people that, like, it's really true, like, about not judging someone and stuff like that, right? And it's funny because, like, who is any of us to do that? You know what I mean?
right, but when
And the thing is, right, give someone an opportunity to show you who they are, and like that's all you can ask for, and then we'll go from there, right?
yes,
And I say this to Dev all the time, bro. And this is why I love where we're at right now, where like we can sit here, right? We can do things that maybe like we wouldn't normally do, but like is completely like we're not only capable of, but like it's a nice feeling. There's no anxiety, there's no uncomfortability. It's like sitting in a meeting. There's a reason why I can breathe there. There's a reason why I'm not on guard, right?
Right.
Because
because if you look, sorry,
my nervous system tells me like you're safe, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But another thing that I got from Chase Hughes, look at all of our body language. We're all open and we're not protecting our internal organs.
Yeah.
That's a sign that we're all comfortable with each other in the room with the energy right now. If we were all sitting here like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our blink rate was really high,
Yeah.
that person would be uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
none of us are like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know.
No, it is.
Absolutely.
It's a good feeling.
And I
I'm
had
excited for this year too.
Me too.
Yeah,
man.
I mean this is another beautiful year, another beautiful day above ground, and another chance
Absolutely.
to do. And I wanted to say something else that really I did to myself, subconscious self-sabotaging behavior I did to myself. Because you know that negative self-talk
It's a real thing.
that it ran a train on my ass
The
for years.
self-sabotage thing.
So what I would do is I always used to say to my buddy Nick Espinosa, I used to say,
I know, Nick.
yeah, I
We
used
were in
to
the Gavin House together.
yeah. So I used to say to him, I would say, Nick, how come every time I hit a year, I relapse? Like, he's like, well, what do you, give me some more information. I'm like, well, I get the car, the job, the girl, the apartment, and I relapse. He goes, that's all you wanted? He goes, you set your standards so low. I was putting self limitations on myself and guardrails that's all I wanted. So when I hit the year and I had the car, the job, the girl, the apartment, I never set any new goals because the goals were achieved. I'm here. I've arrived. No, it's
We
just
subconsciously set boundaries on ourselves, in good and bad. You know what I mean? They talk about fear of success. I can articulate, like I can't articulate, but I can like understand things, stuff like that. I get the concept. I'll be honest, I haven't felt it yet. I don't know what it actually means, but I'm curious to know, because there's clearly something where it's like, bro, you've settled, right? And like, why am I nervous to transition out to like the real world, right? Why do I get comfortable in jails, institutions, and like
I flourish.
You know what I mean?
I flourish in programs.
Absolutely.
Why, you know
Me
why?
too.
Because there's structure.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 and that's where that's the backbone of this fucking thing of what I'm doing. It's the structure, because structure outlasts discipline when discipline fades. Like if
Wow.
from
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like motivation that fades. All right now the gym's packed from January to March.
Yeah.
End of,
right.
end of March, everybody's back on
Yeah.
the New Year's resolutions.
Eric Spofford says it all the time.
People
don't finish. Very few people finish strong.
It's
Right.
almost a setup for failure, setting yourself up to like, hey, I won't even attempt it because I know when that happens, I'm gonna feel like a fucking zero. So let's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll just avoid it to begin with.
And like you just said, Joe, like I can identify with that. Like, so for me, fear of success, it wasn't really fear of success. It was fear of the unknown.
Yes.
It was
No, that's better. That's better.
Because I didn't know
What
where
would it look like if, like you said, if I had to bury
get out
the
of my
old
head.
Johnny?
Get out of my head. So I was gonna say, sorry, to cut you off real quick. What I was gonna say is, if I could if we were able to be shown what the outcome is and what you look like, for example,
Yeah.
after going to the gym for four days a week for an hour at a time and going hard, if I could show you the outcome now,
Yeah.
would you go 4 times a week?
Yeah.
But that's the fear of not knowing.
Yeah.
That's where the
It's like
fear
a blind
lies.
faith. Yeah.
That's where the fear lies in like the mammalian brain and like the human.
Yeah.
Especially in the Western world, you know what I mean? Where we got the social medias and, the fake book and all that. You only see the good and constantly comparing. So I limit my screen time
Yeah.
because I can get deep in that rabbit hole.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a real
Me too.
thing.
It is.
Me too.
I'm glad that you spoke about that. 'Cause
It's almost a psyop.
the social media thing, I've had discussions even with like loved ones and stuff like that. It's a a touchy subject, because there is fear involved, and like there's real threats. There's real but it's also a necessity. If you like, it's fucking 2026, bro, right? Like,
Social media is your resume to the world.
correct. So it's like, listen,
That
you
is
gotta
true.
I gotta fly, I gotta spread my wings, right? And like, I understand, but like, believe in me, dude. But you know what I mean? If you can't, keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we live in a world too, like you said, if your social media ain't shit, people think that you ain't shit. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
some people.
I was just gonna say, I didn't want to like discredit what you were saying, but like your credit score, your bank account, your number of days clean, and your social media followers do not equal if you're a good person.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, there's
So we need to
plenty
keep
of shit bags.
we
there.
need to keep that up front too.
Yeah, of
and,
course.
and also and I'm not bragging or flexing, like if you go back on my
You
like,
can flex a little,
all
Johnny.
right on mine like I made some shit when I was high, and I made some shit when I went to turn myself in at Norfolk Superior when I was beamed out of my mind.
Yeah.
Because I want to show the transparency of not just when I'm doing good. I want this to be almost a catalog
Yeah.
of
Johnny's like anything for content. He's like, hold on, guys, I'll cuff up in 1 second.
Yeah.
Just, no, I will. I'll cuff up. I'm trying to fucking get something out there.
My lawyer was
I gotta post this shit, bro.
My lawyer was coming down the sidewalk, and that's when I shut it off. But
They tackle him.
the
We got to give a shout out to our buddy who I thought of him when you said the mackerel. I'm like, Frankie's still probably like a mackerel for currency. Fucking Frankie Quinn, Frankie boy.
Frankie, I
Frankie's
love
gonna
you.
lace up soon, but yeah.
Frankie Quinn.
Frankie, we got Johnny boy here.
Frankie, I love you. You already know, man.
Frankie and Ronnie.
Hotbox wouldn't still be a thing if it wasn't for Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie Quinn created hot boxes. Frankie Quinn stole the first car.
Frankie Quinn was the first person.
Frankie Quinn is a car thief. Frankie Quinn. Frankie Quinn caused your insurance to go up back in the fucking 80s. Oh, God bless him.
Frankie, I hope you're healthy, man.
Hey, we got to get over to Charlestown and see those
we
guys.
do.
Yeah,
we do.
Him and Ronnie.
We should all do it. We should all
Yeah.
plan it soon.
And I'd love for you, like Deb would say, we'll talk more after, but
Yeah.
for, to meet Eddie and stuff like that, and what
Yeah,
you're
we're
doing,
gonna-
what you're doing, buddy. I'm super grateful that you swung through. I'm sorry it took a minute or whatever. Even that or whatever, I'm like, I want all of us to do so good
Yeah.
that it's like, bro, like pull your weight, play a role, and it's like,
Yeah.
I,
This is
and,
just
and,
the
and then I
start,
get
right?
like,
It is,
and
it
then I
is,
get
it is.
down where I'm like, I just can't, bro, right? And like, it's not even about like expecting or hoping the other person can pick up. It's like if I would do it all if I could, and like we don't, but it's like you can only do what you can do. You know what I'm saying?
It's like back in the day, like in the villages and the tribe. Everybody had their role in the community for the furtherance of the better of the tribal community.
Play your role. King Ace talked about that
You
yesterday.
know what I mean? That's a real thing, and like that's if it's an organization that's dialed in and everybody is on the same type of time for the better good of the organization.
Yeah.
It's-
Bro.
and-
No stopping us.
Right, I mean, you already know.
Yeah.
You already know.
That's real organized crime right there.
Yep.
Or,
100%.
yeah, or organized, recovery and living healthy and,
Listen, this is it right here. I mean, we don't need
2026, year of the lion.
2026. You know what I mean? Listen, I'll take whatever it takes. Like you said,
It's
I can only
non-negotiable.
manifest so much. Like myself, like that's just not. It's not. You can't. I'm a human being, but like this shit, whether it's 2026, right? Like even that shit, like all right, whatever it takes to fucking, I need a little kick in the ass. But ultimately, like, I need to hear what's going on with you. I need to hear what's going on with Deb. I need to hear your struggles, and I need to hear your fucking. I need to hear when you fucking when you're out there and you're like passionate like you are, and you're like, dude, I got a vision. Like I sat with him, we sat down yesterday, and the best feeling is like I wouldn't expect him if I wasn't doing the right thing to ever even take that chance.
Yeah.
Right.
And like I run something by him, and he rides with me, and he's like, I believe in you, right? And that shit, I've always said that because I heard it from Jim Valvano said it before he died at the ESPYs. He said his father used to say that. And to me, it resonates. It might sound corny or whatever, but like, words are fucking powerful coming from like the right people and like
Absolutely.
at the right time in your life. Like to hear those things.
words of energy.
I believe in
words
you,
of
dude.
energy. Words of
Absolutely.
energy.
We manifest it, but I can't believe we've been going for fucking. We've
I
been
know.
shopping
We're at
it up.
like an hour 7. Is there
Really?
anything else, John, you wanna talk about? You wanna bring up?
Whatever you guys would like to. This is great, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is a great conversation,
Well,
bro.
In this year,
We
we're
talked
gonna,
about a lot of shit we haven't really like gotten to talk about.
I'd like to say one
course, buddy.
thing just to the side.
this is your platform, bud.
What you just said about manifestation. What I have learned over the past. I knew about manifestation. I heard about it, and like so I don't believe in coincidences, right? I believe in like law of attraction, those types of things. Newton's law of motion is actually manifestation. I believe it is because the body can't go anywhere the mind hasn't gone first.
Yeah.
So whatever your goal is and whatever you're trying to go, you have to be specific. Like the guy who wrote that he wanted to win the Powerball and he wrote the $1 million on the wall. You guys have all heard the story. He manifested it, and that's kind of it's a true story, but it's an exaggerated story of manifestation. But when you manifest something and you're very specific, like I want a red Corvette, let's just say, what kind of interior do you want? You want the you want the Z06 or or you want the Stingray. You want to be very specific, and I'm a huge believer because I'm going through it right now, and it gives me goosebumps just talking about it. It's so important, like you just said, words are powerful, but words are also energy, and when you put those thoughts on paper, it almost like aligns you with what you're trying to manifest or your purpose.
Right.
And then one little thing like that, it starts compounding. And it compounds really fast over time.
Right. My go-to for the manifestation when I hear the word is McGregor when he knocked out Aldo and he says, if you can see it here and you can feel it here, and he talked about how he envisioned it and he executed it.
That's exactly right.
Like I get like in layman terms, like you just told me, like
Yes.
the dude asked him, and he was like, "That was prime McGregor. That was like McGregor, like
Yep.
fucking. How
Yep.
can you know this dude was the fucking
Yeah.
It's
before the cocaine."
that's it for me. What and I can only speak on my life experience and other people who have, it's not. I wouldn't say it. Living this and like having the insight that we do, like us here in the room and others out there, like it's the insight, having the insight to yourself, whether you're able to sit with self or not at the beginning, that's okay. It's uncomfortable to look within, especially we're all humans. We've all made mistakes.
No one wants to fucking feel
but
not feel good.
Right, but being able to having the insight is the unlock, because however how much you look inside is how much it gives you the power to manifest and go forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's and it compounds over time, like fast. Like it's like 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16 to 32, and
It's funny too. I've said to Devin before about, and we've talked about. I love that you talk about like the psychology aspect and stuff. I can not even go down a rabbit hole. I just find it so fascinating. But my thing is this, right? And like I gotta catch myself. I love it, and I love to diagnose. Like, I think I'm like Dr. Phil, bro, right?
Yeah.
Right, and I may be, I think I'm right more often than not.
of course.
But that's also a fucking an avoidance of me. Like, I can walk. I think any one of us. I can walk in a room and like
Read the room out.
and I don't gamble anymore. But like I bet my life that like I'm gonna pick more right than wrong. And I'm probably gonna go 60. Like I'll go 70-30. How about that?
Yeah.
Maybe even 80-20.
Yeah.
But when it comes to looking at like when I gotta go in here, bro, because all this shit is like, and you said fight or flight, right? Is it? It's you know what I mean. It's just survival, but I don't want to just survive, dude. How am I gonna thrive? I have to look inside, and that is scary, bro. That shit's scary, man.
It's scary. It's scary because of the unknown, and I don't think it's for me looking within it's growth.
Yeah.
If it's scary to look within and you're able to look within,
Yeah.
that's growth in itself.
Of
The
course.
shit that fears you the most is what you should attack. You know
Dev,
what I mean?
before we wrap up, right?
Yeah.
And John, we're gonna have you back, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay, absolutely.
You're always fucking open door, bro. You
We're
know
gonna have
that.
another
Thank
one.
you. Thank you,
Of
guys.
course, man. You know what I mean? And is there any like the sponsors or anything like that?
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, 0% Clothing, Tough Square Tobacco, and Rock and Recovery. Those three, baby. Those are our sponsors. And go check them out, man. 0% Clothing, great clothing company. They
Non-profit, right?
non-profit. Everything goes back into scholarships, people struggling with addiction, all that stuff. Rock and Recovery, great company, best in the business. Anyone out there that needs help. And then Tufts Tobacco, all your smoking needs, cigars to vapes to whatever. Medford, Massachusetts, check them out. So
Good stuff.
yeah.
John, you got any last words, brother?
I just wanted to thank you guys very much for having me on. It's been a pleasure, man.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate it.
I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I needed this. I needed a little.
Thank you.
I needed Jonny Howlett to fucking.
Yeah.
To get me fucking
Fired up.
Bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The ambition is real. The fucking.
Yeah. Show that 27 straight hat off real quick.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
Johnny Bott. It's time to lace up, baby.
got the Johnny Bartolomeo 27 straight right here. Check out Johnny
Hell yeah.
Bott, and he's Instagram, TikTok, real good dude, solid dude.
Great dude.
He's one of the fellas. I had a pleasure of meeting him Saturday. Stand up guy. I mean, just a stand up guy, just like you guys. Here.
Yeah, we got a movement, baby.
And
lace up.
and like I said, ascendpillars.com is my landing page right now, but you can also check me out on Instagram and TikTok. And the app will be the beginning of the app will be out on the 7th for business to business infrastructure to plug in with whatever other institution is already doing. It's non-clinical. It's just it's post discharge infrastructure.
Yeah, big things coming, buddy. All right, Johnny boy, I love you. Dev,
2026, we out.
lace up, I'll lay down. Real gangster recovery. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
I'm on them time that I was sleeping in that basement. No more on them time the blood was dripping on that pavement. Ambulance ain't pulling up, then people couldn't save them. Make me sick, wake me up, cause I can't be stiff. Bring me to life because it can't be this. Bring me to life because it can't be this. Niggas acting like it can't be fixed, yeah.